welcome back to 17 square meters garden. It is super windy out here today. I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video. There are all kinds of things flying in the air and we are in full on allergy season, and so if I look like I'm crying and if my voice sounds broken, that's because I'm allergic, and the wind like this definitely makes things worse. But yeah, anyway, I have a project that I really need to finish. I need to transplant my flower seedlings into larger containers, and I need to sow some lettuce and leafy greens, and I'm gonna be sowing them in a really fun container, so I thought I will share that with you. So yeah, let's start this project. Okay, so I will be sowing 3 different types of leafy greens today. Leafy greens are great for balconies that don't receive a lot of sunlight. So I have lettuce devil's ears, that's my favorite lettuce variety. And then I have arugula. Every 2 weeks I'm gonna sow arugula in different containers so that I have continuous harvest, and some loose leaf lettuce. I'm gonna sow these 2 together, and I'm gonna be sowing them in this wooden crate. So if any of you remembers, that wooden crate used to be back there. I used to have some plants standing on top of it just as a decoration, and because all of my containers are still taken by spring bulbs, I thought I will put this wooden crate to a good use. There's a lot of space, so I can sow my lettuce in here. I just need to clean it, and I'm gonna give it a coat of paint. I'm using just some transparent wood preserver. A lot of people ask me, like, how come, your things are not rotting, or what do you do to prevent them from rotting, because I have a lot of like wicker baskets and stuff like that. So I clean them and I give them a coat of transparent wood preservative once or twice a year, and it works really well for me. So first I'm gonna clean this wooden crate, because it was standing upside down, and usually it's a nest for spiders and other creatures. So I'm gonna clean it, and then I'm gonna spray it with the wood preservative, and then I will let it dry. And during that time I'm gonna repot my flower seedlings. I need to bring them from the inside of my house. Okay, so while the crate is drying, I will transplant my seedlings. I keep them under grow lights on my kitchen cabinets because I don't have window sills and all my windows are facing north, and that's not enough light to grow healthy seedlings. I'm gonna be transplanting them into these 8 by 8 centimeters pots. I keep them and reuse them every year. They come with a basket to hold the 6 pots together, and I find it very handy. When I planted my seeds, I used a special potting mix for seeds and cuttings, and now I'm transplanting them into a multi-purpose potting mix. I use a spoon to gently lift the seedlings. I try to be very careful not to damage the fragile roots. I will be keeping only the strongest and most developed seedlings because they have the best chances to grow into healthy and well-developed plants. When you move your seedlings, handle them with care, either by the root ball or by their leaves. Never leave them by pulling the stem, because if you break the tiny stem, you're gonna kill the entire seedling. I wait for the seedlings to have at least 1 set of true leaves before repotting them. Here I waited probably a bit too long because I can see the roots coming out of the drainage hole. I repeat the same thing for my zinnias. You could pot several seedlings in one pot, that's what I initially planned on doing, but then I realized I don't have enough of these larger pots. So for now I'm gonna repot them into their individual small pots. And in these larger pots, I'm gonna transplant my cosmos seedlings because they are the tallest, and here I am gonna put 2 or 3 together because that's how I'm gonna grow them later on in their final pots as a grouping of several flowers. Okay, you guys, so the seedlings are all repotted into larger containers. And now it's time to fertilize them, so I'm just gonna give you a quick look on what I'm using. I've been using the same products for years now. It works really well for me. I'm using Alga Grow half strength because they are still very small, but as they grow I will slowly increase to full strength. So half strength Alga Grow, which is an organic seaweed fertilizer for the growth phase, and I give just a tiny drop of this additive of Booster Power Roots because it supports healthy root growth, it helps with transplant shock. So it's all mixed in this cup, and I'm gonna feed my seedlings with this. Okay, so now very quickly, I'm gonna line it with a plastic bag, and I'm gonna cut drainage holes at the bottom so that the water can evacuate easily. Hopefully this bag is large enough. I think it should be fine. Okay, and now I'm gonna fill the crate with multi-purpose potting mix. Okay, so the bag is a little bit small for this container, but that's the biggest bag, plastic bag that I had. But I will be reusing this container later on in summer, so I can just switch the bag. I can even keep the same soil. I will just put a larger bag inside of this crate. So now I'm gonna be sowing, as I mentioned, loose leaf lettuce and arugula, and I have only a few seeds left of this lettuce devil's ears. And this lettuce grows quite large. It gets like probably 30 centimeters in diameter, so I can probably fit maybe 2, just like, you know, for fun, somewhere in between that other lettuce. So let's do this. Okay guys, so everything is done. It's getting dark and there is a storm coming. Let me show you. Yep, definitely storm coming. The sky is really dark. But the things are done, the lettuce is planted, the seedlings are back indoors under grow light, and they're gonna stay under grow light until I'm ready to plant them on the balcony. The only 2 seed trays that I couldn't fit under grow lights because there is not enough space on my kitchen cabinets are the Target Snowstorm. I left them on the balcony because I think they should do just fine. They don't really need to be under grow lights, but I will be taking them home during night because at night time it's still quite cold. But yeah, other than that, they are gonna all stay under grow lights until I'm ready to plant them on my balcony. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.